Boxing Bros UK. Watch it.
Thanks, sir. Hello, everybody. This is Boxing Bros UK here. I am the Hiss the Boss Chris. This is my co-host, Andrew the Boxing Brain. Topic of the day is Shakur Stevenson versus Zepeda. But firstly, please give us a like. Please give us a like.
That button there, it takes half a second to press. I know it's annoying.
Wow. No more Tom and Jerry fights. I feel like Shakur, he really took all he's a runner, he's boring shit. I think it really got to him and it took it to heart because he was holding his feet a lot there when he didn't really need to, and he shouldn't have. I think just to prove a point. But
yeah,
he was
letting that as well.
Sometimes he was staying in the pocket, and Zepeda's got such a high output, like he couldn't escape, and he had to stay there. And but one thing I'll say is that's how you fill his shell, because when he was in the pocket and he was in the corner on the ropes, hardly any of them punches were landing clean. His defense was absolutely great. It's like his hands and his arms were always in the right position to block punches. Just kept moving, just this little bit way here, just bobbing up here, just moving this here, just roll it like. And it might look like, he was outworking him. None of his punches were landing clean. And if they did land clean, Shakur fired back. 1-2, 1-2. Fought his way out of the corner, fought his way out of the ropes because Zepeda tired out, not really landed. And then he got bang. And great performance and exciting. Let his hands go. I do feel like all this Tom and Jerry stuff, we've got to relax in it a bit because that's his style. We don't want him to get hurt just trying to prove a point.
It's a fair point you make, Chris, to be honest. I mean, look, this is his best win, I think, for me. I mean, in this division anyway, I know he's a freeweight world champion. It'd be interesting to see what he does next. Try and become undisputed, I would imagine. Tank, well, that's a whole other video we might do on. He's lost the plot. Overrated. I've always said that TikTok generation fighter. Yeah. But we get onto that later in the video where he goes next. But Zepeda, probably the best opponent he's faced and best performance in ages. Zepeda, very high ranked, cross Ring Magazine, cross the belts, pressure fighter, good fighter, and Shakur Stevenson had to kind of delve into his skill set to get that job done, and I think he won most of the rounds. He got hurt as well. He got hurt in the fight.
Round 3 on the road.
He had a good poker face. Round 3, he smiled through. It's like, okay, yeah, let's do this. Come through that, because Zepeda just comes in, wants to take your block off. That's his style. And it actually forced Shakur into engaging a little bit at times, and it did make for a much, because it is. For the casuals, I still think they find fighters like Shakur difficult to watch, don't they? They generally maybe don't appreciate, stylistically and his skill set. But it was decent. It was a decent fight, to be fair.
Yeah, I still think he hasn't got great power, because he was hitting Zepeda with everything: overhand rights, left hooks, uppercuts. 1-2s, bang, bang. He kept hitting him with that 1-2. And sometimes he was looping the right hand, so it was kind of like a bit of a right hook to get a bit more force on it. And he was hurting him. He was backing him up sometimes. But Zepeda just kept walking forward, letting his hands go. And I just feel it was a great performance. But I do think, I know it's like, what do you want him to do? Hold his feet thingy. But I think he held his feet a little bit too much at times. But he couldn't escape sometimes. When he was in them corners and in them ropes, he held his feet and he had to fight his way out. But one thing I want to say about that round 3, I like his style, because you know what he said? He said what it was is, I was watching the monitors, not concentrating, and then he clipped me and I was just off balance. It didn't hurt.
Well, he's got a safe face a little bit, isn't he? I was watching
the monitors thinking, is the round nearly over or whatever? And then boom.
The thing is, he's never going to suddenly, he's not going to get with a coach or suddenly at 28 years of age. He does what he does, and he's doubling down on what he does best. And I think he's done what he had to do. He's taken into account that, Turkey's obviously had a word in his ear and whatever else is going on. And he did exchange more. He did, like you say, he did kind of want to engage with Zepeda a little bit more than maybe he would have done previously. But he's never really been a runner. He just focuses on he's a bit like how Andy Murray was in tennis. Andy Murray was always a very defensive player. He tried to counteract what the opponent was doing. It wasn't super, super offensive the way Rafael Nadal was. So I know this isn't a tennis channel, but I've just come off watching the final. But Shakur Stevenson wants to negate what you do. That's just his style. So he's not all of a sudden going to be Artur Imerd, Baturbiev overnight. You know, that's not what he is. He's more of a kind of, I'm not saying they're the same, but Lomachenko, Teo Lopez, Bivol, he's more of that type of fighter, isn't he, Chris? Yeah. He's just got to do that, but let his hands go more, and that's it. He's never going to be a knockout artist either. No,
but I think it's also, this is a transition. So normally, when he's on them ropes and in them corners, normally he'll take a sidestep and he'll run. Like, not run, but he will kind of like, you know how boxers do? They gallop.
Yeah, use the sides of the ring.
Yeah. He'll start doing that, but really quite away a distance. So you have to come in and chase him. Then he'll set his feet. But this time he didn't do that. Maybe this is a new style for him, and he's just trying it. And he continue, because do you know what it reminds me of? Floyd Mayweather, Money Mayweather. You know how his style towards the end of his career, where mastered that Philly shell, never really got hit clean, and he just counter punch your head off. And then if you were caught just standing there slipping, or catch you coming in, if you was a bit sloppy with your guard not tight, bang bang, hit you with a few 1-2s. Very, very Mayweather-esque, and great performance.
He's also had problems with his hands, Chris, isn't he? Like Mayweather, he had an operation last year. He's been a bit. He's had a few injuries with his hands, so a lot of boxers do. So it's whether that might obviously be an issue in terms of his velocity and how he's throwing the shots. You know, there might be sort of that going on as well. So there are, people need to remember this. You know,
he better get his flowers now, because he beat a top contender that everyone's was saying he was ducking, which I don't believe 1 second. A guy with good knockout power, who absolutely relentless pressure, young guy, and he defeated him, in style. So
people don't like talking about him though, Chris. I've done a little just before coming online to see if anyone else had done post. There's only like one channel that's done a review on him, unless they do it Monday. But I've noticed this with Shakur Stevenson, pound for pound great, freeweight world champion, all the rest of it. No one really likes talking about him on the scene. If you notice this, he doesn't get much airtime in the boxing world. And will be one of the only videos out. This might be the best views we get out of them. Nobody else is doing videos on him.
And I think with him as well, where he's quite a respectful, nice kid. You know, Evan Haney can have a bit of a foul mouth and go a little bit over top sometimes. Like in interviews and press conference, like him and his dad, I don't really like their.
Yeah, he's like Terence Crawford. He's not really engaging.
Too
over the top personality.
Too cool for school. But anyway, what's next for him?
Oh, yes.
So there's only a few fights for him, really. So what have we got here?
Unless he moves up, but I don't see him doing that anytime soon.
No, what's this one? So so basically, the best fights for him are going to be. Oh, I can't believe it! I've lost them. So the best fights for it are going to be the Tank fight. It's got to be the Tank fight. When Tank finishes knocking his old woman about, maybe he can come back to the boxing.
He's lost the plot, mate. He's lost the plot. Ever since that, oh man, my hair grease got in my eye. Ever since that Lamont Roach performance moment, found out holding on to that WBA belt for dear life. I mean, Jesus Christ. He's got that WBA belt in a fucking headlock, and he should be in the WWE. So clinging on to that belt for all of time.
You've got Noakes and Mason fighting for the
WBO. Yeah, because of the Keyshawn Davis got forced into vacating because of a whole other bit. We got a video on it. Watch it.
Yeah, we'll put that at the end. All that debacle. Then you've got
Mutarella.
So basically, forget the WBO. So he needs to fight Muratella next. Who's Muratella with?
Oh, I'm not sure actually off the top of my head, but he's got to look to Unify next, doesn't he? He's got the WBC strap, hasn't he? So
he's got to fight Muratella next for unification, or Tank Davis. But I just don't think Tank Davis
won't take it.
Tank won't fight him. Tank Davis is a disgrace to boxing, man. He's got no warrior spirit in him whatsoever. All the fighters of old trying to prove that the initial thing of boxing to prove that I am the toughest man at this weight class in the world. Tank ain't got that. It's just a waste.
I mean, the problem is with that fight, Chris, just off the top of my head, is that you need to be a sort of, if you're going to beat Shakur Stevenson, it's not going to be in a boxing match. You're not going to kind of outthink him. It's not going to be on IQ. You've got to be more of a kind of Mexican on the front foot, educated pressure, try and get him into a fight and try and make it scrappy and dogged and nick some rounds. That's the only way you're going to do it. And Zepeda throws hands. He's a volume puncher. Tank Davis is talented. He's got strong power shots, but he doesn't throw volume. So I don't see, unless he catches him with something, how does he win that fight? And he knows it, therefore won't risk it. That's my take.
Yeah, absolutely. So if he can't get the unification with Murata or whatever, Tank is a shithouse. His arse is already gone.
Mason Noakes winner would probably be the next.
Yeah, Mason Noakes winner. But in the meantime, Schofield's
Schofield,
Schofield Jr., his dad, which is his coach, had this to say.
I seen that fight. Shakur, you are ass cheeks. You are straight buns. Nigga, Floyd will wash you. Kid will wash you. And you know that now, and I see why the poison is and all that other shit. So run that excuse, oh, they gonna pull out, I need some in the contract. You scared. And you have every reason to be scared. Because Floyd got way more power than Zepeda, way more skill than Zepeda, way more angles than Zepeda, way better defense than Zepeda. I can see why you're scared, Buttercups. I can see why you're scared. Let's run it next. We both got our tune-up. We ready now, shit. We ready now, Shakur. Let's prove it. Let's prove it. You had your tune-up. Let's prove it, nigga. Oh, but nah, you gonna go run to Jay Prince, try to come with some bullshit, some smoke and mirrors. I know. I know. Just say you don't want to fight. Just say you don't want to fight. I respect that more, Buttercups. Because you are a soft punching. Talk about you made an adjustment. What adjustment? You didn't knock him out. What adjustment you made, Buttercups? You were just something, Shakur. Anyway, if you avoid Kid, I understand why. Oh, y'all want to throw that Mason up to get Kid off your ass. You already know. You fooled. You, Mason, your whole squad is fooled in that ring. Y'all can't do nothing with us.
Love it. Love that. Let's go, Buttercup.
Yeah, let's go. But the thing is, you had the fight and you pulled out because you had food poisoning or whatever. And he could have really gone through with the fight because you're the ones who went to the doctor and went, do you think I should fight with this? And told him your symptoms. Back in the day, they didn't go to the doctors. They just got in the ring and fought. But now it seems like a pattern. I've got the sniffles. I've got a bit of a temperature. Do you think I should go in there and get my head punched in?
Dubois
did it. What do you think? Do you think a doctor's ever going to advise someone to go and get heavy blows to the head? No matter what injury they've got, you could have a fucking COVID or you could have a little bit of a headache. They're not going to go and tell you and advise you, or they could lose their life to go and get your head punched in.
I know.
You're not going to do
like
it.
Going to a dentist and saying, do I need the tooth out? They're like, yeah, you need the tooth out. They love pulling. Get them out.
Really, if you want to duck a fight, because I know there's been plenty of times where people have won fights of injuries and just gone in there. Most fighters, nearly every fight they've got injuries and little niggles, but they just get on with it.
Yeah.
Now he's clout chasing, but it would be a good fight. I do like Schofield. What do you think of it?
Oh, that's the one, really. That's the one. I think I would probably most like to see him in Schofield. You know, he's unbeaten. You know, he's a real talent. I think that would be a good fight. Yeah. So let's hope. I can see them going the Noakes Mason winner because especially if Noakes wins. I mean, Mason, I think is unbeaten, isn't he?
When is that fight?
Oh, it's coming up soon. I think it's not long away. I think it's within the next couple of months or so, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah,
so
I'm going to message Eddie and see if we can get an interview with him one time at iBox Gym because I've got that coach's number.
Oh, yeah, because he's only up the road from us, isn't he? But that would make sense with a relationship between Queensbury and Matchroom now. Although Shakur, he's not with Eddie anymore, is he?
No, that was his. No, he might be. It depends. So that was his last fight with Matchroom. Yes,
that's right. Yeah, so, they need to renegotiate, don't they?
If Eddie can get him the fights he wants, for me. If I'm Frank Warren, I if Sam Noakes beats Mason, I ain't putting him in against Shakur. No way.
I don't think Sam. Look, we love Sam Noakes, but I don't think he's beating Shakur, is he? It'd be great.
He could do, but not straight. He's not going to win a title and then be the man. Let him defend it a few times.
Yeah.
You know, have a home show and all that. Then go in and unification of Shakur. But I wouldn't do it straight away. Definitely not.
Strip tank. Last thing I want to say on this. Strip tank of that WBA belt. What are the WBA is quickly becoming the worst bloody governing body. I tell you, strip him of that bloody title. What's he inactive? You know, to all sorts of controversy. Get that title off. Strip him.
They should do. He took that belt hostage. Yeah. How many mandatories has he fought? I don't believe he's fought any, unless they've been terrible. Like,
oh mate.
When people become his mandatories, he's always found a way to get out of it. The only one I think he fought was Garcia.
He is the very definition of a social media TikTok generation fighter, isn't he? Oh, look at me knockout ratio, Instagram reels, isn't he? Instagrammable, TikTokable.
Look how many views, look how many pay-per-view buys I've done. No one gives a shit because you're not fighting anyone who's decent, so who cares?
Proper fruity. But yeah, let us know what you think. Where would you like to see him go next? Do you even care?
Yeah. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Tell us what you think would be a good fight for him next. Sure.